welcome back to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Jytte. I'm a US Army spouse and I'm also a personal trainer, and I'm just doing a certificate in pre and postnatal exercise for other people, but also because I am pregnant and I am currently 12 weeks and 5 days along. And I wanted to do this video because there is a lot of different information on exercise during pregnancy out there. So I want to try and clarify a couple of things for y'all. I actually did record this just the other day, and then I watched it and I wasn't happy with it because I was kind of all over the place, and I felt like I needed to structure the information a little bit better. So I'm going to try and do that in this take of this video. So I want to start off with kind of a lot of the what would you call it, rumors is probably the wrong word, but you know, that kind of thing that's out there, that you shouldn't exercise in pregnancy, that exercise in pregnancy is dangerous, that you're gonna hurt your baby or you're gonna have a miscarriage if you exercise. You know, those kind of bits of information that are simply just not true. There is no evidence that there is a higher chance of miscarriage or that there is a higher chance of hurting your baby if you exercise during pregnancy, as long as you do so in a safe manner. What do I mean by that? I mean, don't go scuba diving, don't go skydiving, you know, don't do exercises where you're likely to fall, or if you're a bit further along, likely to bump the bump, or, you know, don't go boxing or, you know, do MMA, full on fighting where you might get kicked or hit in the belly area, because obviously, yes, then there is a chance that you might hurt yourself or your baby. But if you generally exercise in a safe manner, there is no higher risk of miscarriage and there is no higher risk of hurting your baby. But there are actually a lot of great benefits to exercising in pregnancy. There's benefits just like general fitness, all right? You'll generally be fitter, cardiovascular fitness. So your heart, your lungs, you know, the fitness in those areas will increase. You will feel better about yourself. You will feel better about your body. You will sleep better. Your mood will be improved. There is also evidence that there is a chance that exercise will help with giving birth, so the birthing progress. There is a chance that it lowers the chance of you having a C-section, that it lowers the chance of getting gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, and other diseases like that you might get throughout pregnancy. It'll also help you with gestational weight gain. So if you are a person that gains very easily, you know, you want to control how much weight you gain in pregnancy. Now, weight gain in pregnancy is important and it's going to happen. And you're going to gain more weight than just what your baby weighs. And that is important. So don't feel like you shouldn't be gaining weight in pregnancy. You should. How much that is depends on a lot of factors. How heavy were you before pregnancy? How many babies are you carrying? What kind of body type are you, etc., etc., etc. So how much weight you should gain, if you want a bit more information on that, probably speak to your healthcare professional that you're seeing. So your OBGYN, your midwife, your doula, you know, and a professional in pregnancy. They will be able to give you more information on how much weight exactly you should be gaining. But exercise can help you to not gain too much weight throughout pregnancy. There's also, you know, it improves things like back pain throughout your pregnancy, general body aches and pains, circulation, which is obviously something that is going to get worse throughout pregnancy, especially when it comes to your legs, simply because your belly is sitting on top of all of that, is pushing down, so circulation will slow down. But it can help if you exercise, that your circulation will be better. So those are some of the benefits that exercising in pregnancy will bring to you. So in this video, I want to kind of focus on exercise in the first trimester. In the first trimester, especially towards the start, exercise doesn't usually have to change a lot. That does not mean that it won't, okay? Just because of some of the symptoms you may experience. You may experience a lot of exhaustion, nausea, dizziness, all those kind of symptoms, and they may influence the way you can exercise. I'm gonna go into a little bit what it was like for me personally, but I just want to give you a little bit of general information on how your exercise regime should change throughout the first trimester. So as I said, it doesn't have to change a lot for the average exerciser. There are a couple of kind of rules and guidelines you should follow. Don't exert yourself to the point where you cannot hold a conversation. Simple reason being that you are delivering oxygen not only to yourself, but also to the fetus. So you want to make sure that you can deliver that oxygen. If you can't breathe, there's not enough oxygen coming into your body. So don't exert yourself to the point where you cannot hold a conversation. All right, don't exert yourself to the point where you have to lie on the floor and gasp for air because you can't breathe. Okay, that's too much. But good chance is you're not going to feel like doing that anyway. All right. Also, if you are someone who lifted heavy weights prior to pregnancy, so for example, if you are into powerlifting, weightlifting, strong woman, CrossFit, those kind of sports, you will find that lifting those heavy weights will just not be possible anymore. All right. The general guidance is you shouldn't lift above 70% of your 1RM. Simply being because you have to brace your core so much, you have to control your breathing so much, where you have to, breathe in, hold your breath, brace, lift, and then breathe out. That is not good for you and baby. So in pregnancy, not in general, in pregnancy. So we generally recommend us, sporting professionals, that you do not lift above 70% of your 1RM. Now, if 75% of your 1RM still feels easy and great, and you don't feel like you have to brace a whole lot, you don't have to, brace through stopping to breathe and all of that, go for it. As long as it feels good, it's all fine. But for me, for example, personally, I'll give you a little bit of information on my background in exercise. So I kind of started out, just going to the gym, general gymming, bit of toning, bit of cardio, did a lot of aqua aerobics, absolutely loved aqua aerobics. That's where I kind of started out. And then I kind of delved into CrossFit a little bit and did enjoy CrossFit, but I'm not a big fan of cardio. So, I always enjoyed the CrossFit, but it wasn't quite the right thing for me. And then I found the sport of strong woman, or for men, it's strongman, which might be better known out there, but it's a sport for women too, and it's great fun. So it basically involves lifting a lot of heavy things. So the way I once described strong woman is we pick up heavy things and we put them back down, or we pick up heavy things and we run around with them and then we put them back down. So it could be anything from deadlifts, log press, other overhead presses, tire flips, Atlas stone lifts, Atlas stone carries, sandbag carries, etc., etc. Car pulls, anything that's heavy, we will move it one way or another, whether it's just up and down or back and forth, we will move heavy stuff. And that's the sport, summed up, basically. But as I just explained before, lifting super heavy in pregnancy, even in early pregnancy, isn't recommended. And for me, it just did not feel comfortable either. So my belly was quite sore in early pregnancy, as in there was a lot of pulling across the belly that was uncomfortable. So even like lying flat to do bench press just wasn't comfortable. Deadlifts were very uncomfortable. Squats were fine. Overhead presses were fine when it came to that, but I'll get to those a little bit more. But yeah, so prior to my pregnancy, I actually had my coach in Ireland still programmed for me, and I was actually training for a powerlifting competition. And that would have been my first powerlifting competition, but I found out I was pregnant before then, so I couldn't actually go and do it. But I'll pop a little bit of information on a program somewhere in this video, what it looked like before pregnancy. So Tommy, and I'll link him down below, he would program, and it would be lifts anywhere kind of between 70 and 95%, and then some accessory work. So I couldn't do those heavy lifts anymore. So yeah, that's how training really had to change for me. I couldn't do those heavy lifts anymore. I also suffered a lot with exhaustion and dizziness. So my workouts used to be an hour and a half up to 2 hours, including warm up, cool down, and stretching. Now they're anywhere between kind of 45 minutes to maximum an hour and a half. That includes a lot of cool down and a lot of stretching. All right. So I had to change the intensity. I also went from doing, heavy 3 lifts to single lifts to doing, reps of 6 to 10 or 6 to 12, so that I could lift lighter weights and just change the way I exercised. Now, my deadlifts, for example, didn't ever throughout my pregnancy so far feel any good higher than about 55 to 60% of my 1RM. And I had to continually keep dropping it, especially now that I'm starting to show. I can feel it just not feeling comfortable. So I am dropping my lifts slowly but surely. And I can tell you, it is extremely frustrating. So I understand if you're one of the mamas out there who really has no energy to exercise, and you used to exercise so much that is extremely frustrating. But here's a really important piece of advice. Do not push your body somewhere it is not willing to go. If you are extremely exhausted, do not make yourself go to the gym and do an hour workout. It is not going to benefit you. Your body knows what it needs right now, and for most of us, that's a lot of rest. Now, you might be one of them lucky ladies out there who feels perfectly fine throughout her whole entire pregnancy. Then go for it. But if you really feel exhausted, but you do want to do something, go for a walk. Just say, I'm going to go for a 15-minute walk today. Or I'm going to do an easy enough 15-minute home workout or a 15-minute yoga session. And maybe your partner or a friend or a family member can go with you. That might help you a little bit with motivation. I do recommend that you do keep moving where you can. And even if it's just simply going for a walk. All right, mamas, so please don't beat yourselves up if you cannot do it. Your energy will likely return and get better again, okay? So for me, I had a lot of energy early in the morning, so that's when I went to the gym. And now I'm, as I said, 12 weeks along, and my energy levels have been improving. Now, I do still have days where I definitely need a nap, but I don't get as exhausted anymore. And then there's the dizziness, and that's another really important factor. If you have a lot of dizziness, you want to be careful, especially when it comes to things like getting up from the floor or from a lying position. You want to make sure you do that really slowly, because we don't want you fainting, all right, or falling and hurting yourself. Also, and that's what came in for me, overhead presses and things like that might aggravate your dizziness. And again, we do not want you falling. We do not want you fainting. So just be a little bit careful if dizziness is something that really affects you. All right, so just be careful when it comes to that. And something I highly recommend, even in your first trimester, or even if you're just, if you're trying to conceive, start doing pelvic floor exercises. Your pelvic floor are the muscles that support your uterus, your vagina, your anus, etc. All of that down in your pelvic area. Those muscles that support the organs sitting in your pelvis. They are extremely important muscles throughout pregnancy and in childbirth. The stronger they are, the easier your childbirth will hopefully be. There are never any guarantees, all right? Just because you did, amazingly on your pelvic floor exercises all throughout pregnancy doesn't guarantee an easy childbirth, but it should hopefully help. It should also help you recover faster after birth. Again, there's no guarantees, but it should help you recover faster after birth when it comes to those muscles. It should help with things like urine leakage in late pregnancy or after giving birth, all of those kind of things. So even if you're trying to conceive right now and you're not actually pregnant yet, or you're newly pregnant, do start doing those pelvic floor exercises. There might be a pre and postnatal class somewhere close to you. So, see if you can join that. There's online classes that you can join. Or if, financially, it's just not quite there right now and babies are expensive, there is great content out there on the internet that is free that will help you. Now, I do recommend that if you can, you do it with a qualified professional there, simply because they will make sure that you are doing things correctly, so that what you are doing is actually taking effect, you're doing it correctly, and you are, not at too much risk of hurting yourself. But if you can't, there's great content out there. So one person, for example, that I follow is Nikki Bergen. Yes, Bergen. You will find her at the Bell Method on Instagram. I will link her down below as well. I actually found her, I think, at Annie Thora's daughter, the CrossFit athlete. She mentioned her. She recently had a baby, and she had a baby by a C-section. Her recovery, from what I can tell, has been kind of harder. So she has diastasis recti, which is a separation of the abdominal muscles. And she followed Nikki Bergen's method. And I follow her just, to get some more information, to get, a couple more exercises, especially while I'm still doing my course and I haven't gone through all of those exercises yet. It's great to know a couple more. So do give her a follow. There's heaps more people out there who can help you with that, and hopefully soon it'll be me too. If you are stationed in Ansbach and you're pregnant, head over to Karabach Fitness Center, speak to the guys there at the desk, and you can actually book personal training with me. So that would be great. I'd love to meet you all. So hopefully I get to see you there soon. If you have any questions, as always, follow me on Instagram at Jytte and just send me a DM or pop some comments down below and I will answer anything that I can. I will do a video like this again for the second trimester and then the third trimester, and videos in between obviously as well. But this one was kind of focused on first trimester exercise and my own personal experience. And that was a lot of change and a lot of frustration for me personally, and I'm slowly coming to grips with it. And I just want to tell you, mamas, if you're like me and exercise was a huge part of your life before pregnancy and it just had to slow down and change, you are allowed to feel frustrated, okay, mama? I just want you to know, don't feel like you're not allowed to be frustrated just because you're supposed to be so happy about pregnancy. And trust me, I am. I am so happy I'm pregnant. But there's a lot that comes with it. Our bodies are changing. So that frustration is allowed to be there. All right, just, kind of try and channel it into whatever new exercise regime you might have to follow, or, you know, into those walks, etc. So I hope this video helped you a little bit and you found it kind of, you know, informative. I actually just came from the gym, hence why I'm still in my gym gear. So I thought this would be a good time to film it instead of having a full face of makeup and not actually looking like I do any kind of fitness. So if you did enjoy this video, I would really appreciate it if you could give it a thumbs up and also hit that like and subscribe button. Oh wait, that was the like button. The subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can stay updated. And I will do more videos on fitness in general, fitness in pregnancy, army spouse life, life in Germany, and whatever else I might come up with. So thanks for watching.